Hello, Heather. So please, everybody sign in since this is official meetings, actually 2 meetings, Sugar Advisory Group and Data Evaluation Group. We're waiting for a couple more people to sign on since I made the mistake and sent out 2 different meeting URLs. Still have waiting for 1 name on here. So if you come in late, and Jose, if you see somebody that comes in late, can you make sure that they sign in? Thank you. And I'd like to welcome Emily in live person.
Hi, guys.
Since she's in my office, we have now this is the joint OEC ECLA office right now.
Yes.
Welcome, everybody. I'm excited about the meeting, but I'm also scared. So this is a really great opportunity having both groups here. Thank you both, Sugar Advisory Group and the Data and Evaluation Committee, for being on the call. There's lots going on now that we need lots of people's input. So I'm excited because we can improve our systems, our data, our process, and we have a wonderful team with all the councils here and OEC and the vendors, Technical Reality. We couldn't be here without Bill and all their work. The Open Media Foundation and the Resource Education Council, Evaluation Council. So I'm really excited. However, I'm scared because I'm worried about everybody's time, especially my own. And but I'm scared because I need so much help from you all. Actually, we all need help from each other. And one of the things that makes me scared is I try to please everyone, and I'm afraid of making mistakes, like sending out the wrong URL and things like that. So just thank you all for being here. I really appreciate it. And could everybody just sort of thank each other? So put some chat in to just welcome each other in the meeting. Or you can even say things. Yes, I'm talking. Gretchen, can't you hear me? I heard. Whoa, thanks everybody. Thank everyone for taking time out of the meeting. Hi, welcome to all of us. Yes, thank you, Margaret. Okay, we got a few welcomes. Thank you. Our agenda for today is to make sure, first of all, the agenda is okay. And then I have a specific ask, and it's related to the purpose of each group and verify that you all want to be here. Then we're going to go over the research, evaluation, consulting, data quality and evaluation project, some of the things I need from you. Then we'll talk a little bit about the Open Media Foundation, the EC Connect user interface and enhancement. So that's like improving what you see when you go into EC Connect/Sugar, so it makes it easier. Okay, then we'll set meetings and provide answers for the 2 projects. And I do want you to, anything that isn't covered here, if you could type parking lot in the chat, and then anything that you think that we should discuss at the end. You can also, I'm going to have Jose watch the chat box, since it's a little hard to watch the chat and talk at the same time. So if, Jose, feel free to interrupt, or you all can interrupt if it's something related to the topic. Otherwise, we'll cover items at the end. So what I would like you to do is say, agenda looks okay, or if you think we need to change something on the agenda. So I'm going to take a couple minutes for you to type agenda okay or agenda needs X. Okay, agenda good, agenda looks good, agenda okay, agenda looks good. Okay, so good, I got 5 responses. I'm going to assume that we go on, but Jose will watch for anybody that adds something later. Cool. Okay. So my ask for you all is to consider combining the 2 groups. And we can do this either temporarily throughout the development, which will go through September, or we can decide now if we want to do the 2 groups. What I'm going to do is I'm going to tell you a little bit of background about what the data committee has done and will be doing, as well as the sugar advisory group. And then I'll ask for input and we'll do a straw poll or recommendation to the ECHO board. Does that sound okay for this, considering combining the 2 groups? Okay, Jose is reminding you to sign in. Okay, Sharon said yes. Philip says, agenda needs information about what will happen to all the work the data committee has previously done. So I will talk about that. Okay, I have 1 yes. I'd like a couple more that this topic is okay, that you understand it, or if I need any other, we could also consider having a DAG or data evaluation to be a working group under each other. Yes, that's a possibility. Let me do one group is under the other. Gretchen, I don't think you're muted, but maybe Jose muted everybody. But it looks like there's like 5 people that are not muted. So it looks like you may have muted yourself. There you go. I see that.
Can you hear me?
I can.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you for asking.
Good, good. Okay. So I got a bunch of yeses. And then the Data and Evaluation Committee has been meeting for a couple years. We have notes of the meetings in our ECLA folders. They have not been meeting often because the membership meetings are not very frequent, and sometimes at the membership meetings there's other things that take precedence. So we did meet, and the board first met and talked about what the goal is, and then the data committee met at the last membership meeting. And there are 4, the major goal is to collectively measure and our impact via shared data system. And this data system could be anything. It doesn't have to be just sugar / East Connect, but that is the overall goal. There are 4 items underneath that goal, or 4 actions. One is to oversee this this portion, the data and evaluation part of the RFP. That is what we're going to be talking about later when we talk about this research evaluation consulting. Second is determine how this committee and Sugar Advisory Committee align. And so this is part of what we're talking about right now. Support the councils through the data evaluation RFA. So this is another important piece for the committee. When the RFA comes out later, there is a piece that has data and evaluation. And so this is one of the things on this committee. But also this REC will also be providing professional help with that. And then the last item that the Data and Evaluation Committee talked about is identify funding and support for all the systems. So it has been, we've been lucky to get funds from OEC for most of this, but we need long-term financing and capability for all the support. So those are the goals. Okay. The next slide, those were the goals for the, and I'm calling it DEC right now. Sorry, DECC, all you folks from there. I'm just shortening the abbreviation for the Data and Evaluation Committee in the bullets. So the SAG, which is the Sugar Advisory Group, the charter is in the process of being approved. The board talked about it at the last meeting. We're going to have a few changes. We're meeting with the lawyer Monday, and then we'll be talking about it at the board meeting. But the big keys of the Sugar Advisory Group is specifically for EC Connect / Sugar CRM. And in the actual charter, it defines EC Connect as the piece that we've customized with Bill's help and the rest of Technical Reality that sort of fits on top of Sugar CRM and connects with Colorado Shines and PDIS and the other systems. So that's what EC Connect is I'm going to be referring to here. And the purpose, the purpose of the Sugar Advisory Group is to gather diverse viewpoints to determine data needs and requirements so that EC Connect can be relevant, useful, and user-friendly. So the Sugar Advisory Group is to try to get like coaches and council leaders and navigators and anybody else, well, and OEC and Colorado Department of Education, anybody that uses this data and or the database to make it more useful. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I want you all just to, right now either type in pro/con of combining the Sugar Advisory Group, DEC, type it in chat, or you can just say it, and I will type it here. So we got one from Tim. And definitely ask any questions right now. Evaluation will inform data tracking and the database design. Yes, evaluation will. So the evaluation of the data will sort of, oh, I skipped a piece. Okay. I was looking at the, what the Data and Evaluation Committee is versus the Sugar. The things that aren't is funding the non-Connect, EC Connect data. So maybe systems indicators, but we've talked about moving those into EC Connect. And then really data and evaluation of the RFA. So those are sort of outside. Overseeing and inputting information or inputting feedback to the RFP is what both groups will be doing. And the Sugar Advisory Group talks about sugar improvements or EC Connect / sugar improvements, quick fixes, and documentation. Okay. Phil, I think this is Phil, this is P. Concerned that difficulty and complexity of sugar will make it difficult for input and access and the cost of sugar license. Yeah, this is all concern, but what I want more is talking about combining the two groups. And one of the things actually that concern that merging we may lose the focus of each of the two groups. Part of the challenge is trying to keep the focus on all the objectives. And if we sort of work together, then we can prioritize all the objectives. But Chrissy has a different part is I could see the need for each group to meet separately to focus on their goal, but maybe then meet quarterly. Actually, we're going to be meeting, we're going to talk about the meetings And we're going to be needing to meet a lot in order to get input, and it's not necessarily everybody from both groups. I'm actually considering meeting every other week. Okay. We got another comment. Reason to combine is so that they don't do each other's work. Yeah, so I mean, we have so much overlap between the two. Okay, I think that combining the groups, at least temporarily, will help streamline efforts. Yeah, and maximizing my time, since I'm the staff member for both groups, I'm a little bit worried of spreading myself too thin, so I appreciate that comment. Okay. Can we get each of the groups up to speed to use time effectively with such short time approach of RFA? Good question. And that would be part of the group's work if we decided to combine. From Liz's initial invitation. Okay, so this is just some interesting, some good background to gather diverse viewpoints to determine data needs and requirements so that the sugar database can be as relevant, useful, and user-friendly as possible. Maybe every other week is the data design group. There may need to be consideration on number of members and honoring people's time, particularly Rick, who's coordinating the two groups. Yeah, certainly I'm worried about everybody's time. I see the function and purpose of DEC to be different from the high-level purpose of SAG. Oops. Okay, then there's a good point to prevent each group from duplicating work. Getting lots of good comments. I really appreciate it. I wish you were all here in person so we could get a little more interact. But I do agree that efficiency in combining the groups, at least temporarily, would be beneficial. Yep, combining pro would be that it would help speed of the projects. It's difficult for us to know what are the things that overlap. Need more information. Part of my job, if we did combine, would be to tell you what would be overlapping. It seems that the Data and Evaluation Committee could oversee the work of the Sugar Advisory Group since evaluation is a higher level topic. And the SAG is really how we complete the goals with business process improvements. I agree with the last comment. I think it's important to include the level of decision making that each group would have. Maybe designate someone to the first committee to level up the advisory group so that they carry a complete understanding of the low-level issues that they relate to the high-level issues. Okay, I think we got a lot of good comments, and what I'm going to do is go ahead and just take a vote, and we'll see if we have sort of a consensus. Temporary combine. And actually the other comment was DEC supervise sugar advisory group or keep separate. I think those are the three options that sort of came up. So if you could vote on one of those three. Yeah, the SAG will generally meet every 2 weeks. The DEC generally meets just at the ECLA meetings. That. I'm just going to put ones. That doesn't mean 11. Let's see, we have 19 on the call. A couple of people are on twice. Okay, so temporarily combined. Yeah, Philip, we can do both. Okay, it looks like we're getting a consensus around temporarily combined. Essentially what I'll do is I'm reporting back to the board on their meeting next week, and we'll say that this is sort of what the advice was of the committees. Cool. Thank you. Okay, we're going to the next part. Any questions or comments before we go to research evaluation consulting? Emily, can you tell a joke or something, or sing, or do anything just to make a break?
I know. Maybe in a few minutes.
Okay, so Emily's going to think of something fun for the next break. Okay, so what we'll do is I'll put add to the recommendation, need a timeline. Cool. Okay. So Emily will be in charge of our breaks as far as entertainment. So I'm looking forward to whatever she comes up with.
All right, I will look up some good jokes.
Okay.
They're going to be Laffy-Taffy jokes.
Laffy-Taffy jokes. Okay. So the Research Evaluation Consulting is one of the three vendors that are on the RFP that we're working on to make such wonderful improvements in ECLA systems and information. And I had a meeting with the three doctors, they're actually all three PhDs in data and evaluation, on February 20th. And I sent you the document that sort of had the agenda of that meeting. So it's in your, if you need it again, just send me an email and ask for me to send it again, but I included it with both the announcement of the meeting as well as a reminder for today. The big piece that came out that I would like to verify sort of my comment to them, and this is mostly from the Data and Evaluation Committee, One of the things that's been frustrating for the committee is that we have not been moving fast enough on the systems building report. It's been something that we've been working on for a couple years. And I asked Annette, her last name is Stivelband, which I like. I asked her if we can do some more emphasis on the systems building. I sent her the report that those of you that are on the data evaluation committee saw that Joni worked on, and there are 10 systems indicators that she talked about. And what Annette suggested, that instead of doing the mini literature scan that she was planning, I mean, it was related to the systems building, but for her to focus more on the systems building report and actually go through Joni's report, which she really liked, and Joni did it in conjunction with the data evaluation committee, so I really appreciate all the work you did, most of it before I got here. So she's suggesting that from the agenda that you guys saw is essentially just focusing a lot more on the systems building report and not sort of outside literature. So I just want to, based on my sort of reading of the committee, I knew I could read the frustrations. So I just want to verify that that direction is a good sort of decision. So you can say yes, focus on systems building, or no, do literature scan. And I'll make the systems building 2, yes, focus on Joni's systems building report. I'm starting, okay. Practical ways to measure system building using existing data points and target additional, yes. So that would be a comment on how to do it. But certainly I will, actually I'm going to copy this. I'm going to be giving this slide, the PowerPoint. I'm meeting with Annette next Friday, and I'm going to go over what your feedback is. Any more votes on systems building versus the literature scan? So far it looks like 5-0, so I don't see any disagreement with my suggestion. Part of what I use the Sugar Advisory Group for, so a little bit different from the Data Evaluation Committee, is more just sort of day-to-day, what are our priorities that I should focus my time on? And so I'm sort of combining what I use the two groups for is sort of give me some direction. So I appreciate that my guess is that we could take out this piece and do more systems building. Okay, are you ready for a break?
Okay. First joke. Where does a penguin keep his money?
Okay, so you have to put in the chat box, where does a penguin keep his money?
Let's see here, is it here?
Yep.
Yes.
Bill got it.
Bill.
Oh, we sort of expect Bill to get it. Yay, Bill! Woo! Okay.
What has no legs but can do a split? Yes.
Wow.
A requisition.
A requisition. Oh, that's great. Don't do it anymore. We'll do it again.
Okay.
Okay. I love having Emily here for the humor. So she may become a permanent fixture of the Sugar Group meetings. Thank you, Emily.
My pleasure. And thank you all for Googling my question and then just teasing me.
They were too fast to Google it, I think.
Yeah, they were.
Bill and Michelle. Okay, so I have a document that Annette gave to us, and well, actually to me, and I figured that it'd just be great if I could get your feedback on all her requests. So I'm going to ask you all to open up this document that I sent as part of the reminder for the meeting. So go into Excel. And it's called 2017-20-20 Annette Stivelband Rec Document Review Handout. Does anybody need me to email that? Or actually, if you do, why don't you ask Jose to email it to you? Because I think I sent it to him, hopefully. So go ahead and ask Jose. All right, so what I'm going to ask you all to do is go through this document. Here are the requested documents from Annette, or Research Evaluation Consulting. And if you have any comments, put them in the notes, or you have any resources, or if you have any people that we should ask, put it in the resource people column. Essentially what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you some time to go through this. Some of you may be able to just go through, start doing it now, and put comments in, and then others might need some explanation. So after the meeting's over, I'm just going to have you email me your results. Email to Rick at support at, what is it? ECLAcolorado.org. So you'll email this to me when you're done. There's a couple people that might want other people in their council to look at it. There's a couple people that couldn't attend, and if you have somebody else that you want to look at it, just to add some notes, if you could send this to me by the end of today, that would be great. Certainly if it's late, that's fine. I'm meeting with Annette next Friday, but I'd like to combine everybody's response. Okay, so access to all systems. So go ahead and start filling it out if you know what it's asking. So, and the first one is access to all data systems that early childhood councils currently utilize. So right now, I gave her access to EC Connect / both the EC Connect portal as well as the Sugar database login. So if you think there's other data systems that you all use that would be helpful for the 3 PhDs to evaluate in information that early childhood councils need, go ahead and type it in notes. And if you don't know, or if you have specific people that are connected to those, go ahead and put their names in under resource people. If you have any questions, whoops. I don't know how I sent Chrissy. Okay, so does anybody have another data system that it would be good for the 3 PhDs are looking at all of our data and how we evaluate each other in councils? A suggestion on what other system that they could utilize. If you do, because Sherry's asking for examples. I'm thinking of Colorado Shines. Might be a good one. What do you think, Emily?
Maybe.
Maybe? I'm going to put maybe.
No, yeah, I'm teasing. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Colorado Shrines. I think knowing, when you say Colorado Shrines, do you mean like the applications that providers are filling out, or?
I don't know. What do you think that she would need?
Thank you. Let me think.
Okay, we got QRIS and PDIS, visit tracker, safe care, see impact. Okay, Salesforce reports used for, see, we're getting lots of really good ones. Yay! Okay, if you put one of those in, make sure you include who the resource person is that I can easily go to for information on each of those. Okay. Okay, so assessment scales are tools that either ECLA or ECCs have been using in the past. One of the things I'm going to do is talk to, oh, okay. Jim Walter is a good resource person. Thank you, Gretchen. The question is, do we want to include all data systems possible, or are we trying to focus on systems building and QI lens? I would think that you can look at the outline. We are focusing on systems building and quality improvement. However, that there may be something important that we need to look at. So you could, in your notes, if you think it's a low priority, you can write low priority. Or if you think it's a very high priority, go ahead and put it there. Okay, so any assessments that ECLA has done or early childhood councils have done and used in the past. So we have actually a lot of stuff on SurveyMonkey. And I'm going to go over all those surveys with that have been done in the past. Luckily, our SurveyMonkey account's been there forever, and we have a record of all the surveys. So if you guys have any assessments that or tools that you use that would be interesting for this project, please put them in there. Okay, early childhood council data, and obviously anything that's outside of the Sugar Easy Connect. Okay, child trends. Okay, evaluation forms or documents. So here's actually fairly important for the councils that if you have actually paper forms that you have a coach use that's transferred to Sugar or to EC Connect, those are really helpful. So if you have forms or documents, go ahead and write those down. Previous reports that have been generated regarding the early childhood councils. And that would include child trends data, but also if you have reports that you've done, I'll go ahead and put in the legislation and related legislative reports. I was a little bit worried when I was going to give such a huge list to Annette, but she said, just don't worry about it, we'll prioritize later. And it's great that you're all giving the input. Coaching log examples, because one of the big things that we're going to be looking at is moving the coaching logs back into the portal. So we're going to need a lot of work with that. Contact information for quality nav. So any like names, phone numbers, lists of people that would be important. And if you want to put key people that you think would really be good to give advice on these different areas, put those there. Okay, any evaluation rubrics for early childhood training materials, webinars. I think you get the idea. Is there any of these items? So go ahead and fill out the rest of this. And if you have any of this data like hung on your computer drive, like if you were in the Sugar Advisory Committee before I got here, or Data and Evaluation Committee, or even if you've been really good pack rat storing all those things, make sure you put your name down. The Coaching Consortium would be a great connect. Some of these are very broad. We could write a book about how we currently enter data. Is the support site sufficient? If you have a note like that, if it's too broad or if you think they're specific, go ahead and just type it in here. Because again, I'll be combining all your comments together for Annette And if you, at the bottom, I'm asking that you put your name and your email, so if I don't understand your comments, then I can follow up with you. Okay. Which of the following ECLA membership meetings would you like REC to attend? Do we know anything more about when the RFA is coming out, Emily?
I'm hoping we'll know. It'll be on Tuesday's webinar.
On Tuesday,
I'm hopeful it will be. I haven't seen the deck for the webinar yet.
Okay, what time is Tuesday's webinar? It's time for a commercial?
It is time for a commercial. It's at 11, I believe, but let me double check.
Emily's going to double check. Oh, 11:30.
11:30.
Heather, okay, we got people on the call. So 11:30 is the webinar for RFA, or no, it's for QI. And do you want to go ahead and do a commercial?
Yeah, so our webinar at 11:30 on Tuesday, we'll be discussing ITQA, SRQIP, and targeted QI, which is currently known as CCAP QI. So stay tuned, sign up. I know last week when we sent out the communication, the first one had the wrong link in it, so make sure you look for the updated webinar link in the subject line when you go to register. So.
And I always put the announcements on the Sugar Support site, so you can go to the announcements section. There will be two because there's one, and then so go to the second announcement. That's a great idea, Lisa. If we have the opportunity to see each other's responses, it might remind us. So what I'm going to try to do is I will, actually, why don't you all write down when you think you can have this completed? And I will compile it all and send it all out, and then hopefully we can get some additional comments. The problem with the Google Doc is just too many. I thought about using it, but I actually want to sort of combine things on my own and read each comment actually so I understand it. So I understand the use of it, but I decided to do it this way. Okay, one of the things that I asked Annette to come, even if we don't have enough information about the RFA by March 23rd, which is our next ECLA membership meeting, there is a piece in the RFA that asks for data and evaluation plan. So I'm asking her to give a short presentation on what are key elements in a good data and evaluation plan. So, but if we get more feedback from OEC about what they'd like in the data and evaluation plan, that would be great. She can incorporate that in her presentation. Next week, Tuesday. Can everybody get it done by Tuesday afternoon? That's what Amy said. And if I get it Tuesday afternoon, then I can compile Wednesday and send it out again so I can get some extra comments that Lisa suggested. So just say yes, Tuesday's okay, or no. So getting this all completed by Tuesday afternoon. Yes, thank you, Heather. Okay, Michelle, thank you for shooting for it. Yeah, if everybody could shoot for it, and you don't have to fill in every single one, you know, and if you're really short on time, if the key elements in a good data and evaluation plan will be on March 23rd. I actually have to get this approved by Liz and the board because they're the ones that do the meeting, but I was going to suggest that we would put this in for the March 23rd meeting.
Which is just around the corner.
Yep, just around next month, less than a month away. Okay, so I added an extra comment from who would be good resources for the different groups. You could always add more. And then make sure that you add on the bottom of this that you want to remain, whether or not you want to remain on the DEC, SAG, or any, like limitations that you have. Go ahead and put that in notes. And don't forget to put your name and email so I can follow up on any of these questions. I'm really excited to see what you all send me. This is a little hard doing a meeting like this, but hopefully this will be very productive and we'll get lots and lots of comments and lots of good resources for research evaluation consulting to look through. It's possible that if we get too many, we may need to have a meeting just to prioritize which ones to do, and that would be a great problem. Okay, you ready for another? Emily, our comedian, is here again.
What room can no one enter? Yes, Jose, a mushroom.
Wow, you guys are fast.
What do you get if you cross a stereo and a refrigerator? You get, da da da, very cool music.
Ah!
Okay, the groaner. So, do you guys want one more? All right. What opens and shuts but is not a door or windows? That's a good guess, Michelle. Mouth, eyelids, those are all accurate. According to Laffy Taffy, is your mind. Oh. So, your heart, good. Oh. So, okay, let me type this in and then we can get back. Okay.
Thank you, Emily. Yay! Good job. We have to make our own sound effects and stuff because nobody's in here. Okay, so again, when you're done with the spreadsheet, email it to me at rick@eclacolorado.org. Okay. OMF, Open Media Foundation, is, I'm really, really exciting. Oh, Gretchen says that we need to do our own radio show. Emily, let's do it.
Yes.
We'll do it every sugar call. Yeah. We'll be in the Emily and Rick or whoever else wants to be on show.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you, Gretchen. That was nice. Okay, so I am so excited that we also have OMF working on the interface, the user interface and user design to make sugar understandable, easy to use, look pretty, and everybody's going to want their own copy of Sugar Easy Connect. There is a wonderful comment that came up. OMF created this very cool easy map. So so here's one of the work that Open Media Foundation has done for the Piton Foundation. It's great that they've worked with some of our funders. So here's another one. Thank you for the examples. We really appreciate it. So we're hoping that we're going to, that when you go into EC Connect, in addition to the wonderful things we have now, the coaches can just click on a coaching icon and it goes directly and only shows them what they want, not all the other extra stuff that's in Sugar. And it would be much easier to input their data and all that. And we may add other things like a leader dashboard, so showing you just the reports that you want to see instead of the 600 or so that we have in there that nobody can find whatever they want out. So we're hoping to do lots of new wonderful things with the EC Connect enhancements. But in order to do that, we're going to need a lot of feedback from everybody, the different kind of stakeholders that are going to be involved. And so we have some proposed meeting dates. So I would like you to open your second spreadsheet. Oh, and beautiful happy colors and early childhood theme. That's also going to be part of your experience in EC Connect. So can you tell I'm excited? I am very excited about what we're doing. But remember, I'm scared too, because there's a lot of work for us all to do. Okay, so the second spreadsheet that I'd like you to open is this draft schedule of the meetings. Okay, so it's called 201702-24 Draft Schedule of Meetings. Okay, so we are at the Joint Committee meeting kickoff. Woohoo! And we're 1 hour out of, I think we might even be done early unless you guys have lots to add at the end. So it's the purpose is whether we should combine the groups to plan the implementation, including meeting times, to gather some feedback. Oh, we got applause. Yay, thank you, Emily. Okay, so this spreadsheet has the meeting title, what the purpose is, what the date is, like today, how long it is, the start end times, what type of meeting it is, who's convening it, like me, I'm RW in case you guys didn't know, who the key stakeholder groups are, like Sugar Advisory Group, the Data Evaluation Committee, myself, Sharon, and then when we invited people, so you should have gotten your first invitation on the 21st. And I really apologize that I didn't plan this out longer before this so we could get even more people. Here in the end is what I would like you to do to fill out is if you have any comments on the meetings. I'm going to be asking specific questions. So in column K, if you could write your notes, and then again, I'm going to have you send this spreadsheet and, put anything. Make sure, like, for example, make sure you invite President Trump to this meeting, or make sure that you invite this wonderful coach that can really give us lots and lots of feedback for this piece. So whatever you want in the notes column, make sure you add that. Obviously, we can, or actually, if you think I should send the PowerPoint to somebody that wasn't at the meeting, go ahead and write that in here in notes so that we can get their feedback on the same stuff that you're giving feedback. Okay, so that's how this will work. Stakeholder meeting, and Sharon has told me how wonderful experience that she had with OMF when she was giving feedback on the work that they were doing before, and so she's really excited and got me excited about next Friday. On the 3rd, it's going to be at the same time at 10:30, and we would love to invite, I haven't told Liz this, and hopefully it's okay with her, we would love to invite anybody that wants to be in person here at ECLA's offices. I will, actually, Jose, could you put our address in the chat box so everybody can have it in case they don't? So it'd be great to have a combination of people in person as well as online to map all of the stakeholders that use the EC Connect Sugar as well as anything else that we want to include. And I'm not sure everything that OMF is going to do, Sharon, do you want to add anything about that meeting? The stakeholder meeting will be digital, so everyone can participate. Cool. So I'm so excited, and Liz is she said I think it would be great to invite everybody here. So hopefully we'll have enough chairs, enough. I'll make the Kool-Aid or whatever else we're going to have.
Yeah.
Yes, Emily likes Kool-Aid, so. Okay, that will be 1 hour. It might be a little bit longer. I have, I don't know exactly how it will work, but it seems like it will be great. Yes, I'm excited about it too. So we want, you know, add who you think should be a key invite to that stakeholder group. The Sugar Advisory Group will be, because that's sort of their role, is advising the Sugar EC Connect database. They definitely will be, but add anybody that you think will be on this. I will post all of this after the meeting. Yeah, the schedule will be a Google Doc. Okay. Yes, we can set up a Google folder for the joint DEC SAG work. Yes, I will do that as well. Good suggestion.
I have an idea about the spreadsheet with the notes as a Google Doc if everyone had their own sheet.
Oh.
Just a thought.
Just a thought. We'll talk. Emily and I will brainstorm, and possibly other people that I like your brains.
And we want to know what you think our DJ names should be.
Oh, okay. Emily, while I'm talking, the most important thing is for you to think of what our DJ name should be. That's what Emily said. So for our further, okay. One of the things that we thought would be really good is for the OMF to sort of go out and look at real people, real data, real problems, real systems, and all that. So we're thinking about having 2 tours. One is sort of the Metro EC Connect tour, so Denver and the surrounding metro area. And then that would be sometime in the time frame between March 6th and March 31st. Leo is the guy from OMF, and I will coordinate with him based on your comments. And the other one is Greater Colorado. That's Liz's name for the rest of us that are in Colorado. So all the rural areas, or not all of them, but a particular rural area that could be representative of not metro. So we were thinking about having the date on the 5th through the 7th.
Rick, did you want someone from our office to join you guys?
Yes.
Okay.
If you want.
Of course we want
yes,
to.
Yes, if you want.
Spirit is willing.
If you want, totally. It's totally up to whoever wants to be involved. Okay, Sherry, I am going to talk about the let me add that right here. SAG. Oh, it is up there. Oh, okay. Thank you, Sherry. I skipped that. Okay. But let me finish talking about the tour because I'm excited about that. Okay. We had so much fun traveling with Michelle last year on the regional touring chart. And so this should be a really fun thing. Even those of you that are not in that part might want to come to wherever the meeting is. So even if it's not too far away, yeah, Michelle said it was fun. So I'm really looking forward to seeing not just the walls of my office. Okay, so what I would like you to do is, if you want to be involved in the tour, like a host, like one of the councils here would like to be a host of either the Metro Tour or the Greater Colorado Tour. We do sort of are limited in time. So put down in the notes is, yes, we would like to host, or we would like to attend, or something like that. So again, the plan right now is 2 tours, but if there's a whole bunch of interest and we need more regional tours, then we can certainly look at that. Sort of depends on what data OMF needs and possibly REC will need for their feedback. Okay, Sherry asked me to go back on what I was talking about, the SAG DEC recurring meetings. Right now, I had meetings on Fridays because people were, like, we have the sugar user group from 9:30 to 10:30, and a lot of people wanted sort of these back-to-back so they didn't have to do things in the afternoon and all that. So that was the original purpose for having the user group from 9:30 to 10:30 and then the sugar advisory group when we needed it at 10:30 to 11:30. So right now, looking at the amount of work that we're going to need to do, we were talking about having the joint meetings every other Friday starting, well, actually it's going to be this Friday, next Friday, and then every other Friday. So except for when we have the state TA day. So I'll send out a schedule for that. So if you have any comments on that, go ahead and put those in here as well. We did get a comment about telling you a little bit more about the tour. It's likely to be about a half a day of group meetings with an additional one-on-one observation with key roles. So it's possible, well, we'll work out the details, but it's possible that, you know, I would like to go on all those, so it may be a combination of having the feedback in part of the day, and then the person that's there collecting the feedback might talk to specific people, or I might do some technical assistance to people that want help, one-on-one help, or a few help. Okay. All right. We also are going to be meeting with the OSC developers, Colin and Deloitte. We don't know if we'll be having PDIS meetings. We'll be talking with the CDE and see if we want to have PDIS meetings. Sort of the question is, do we do any of this at ECLA membership meetings? Right now, the DEC has met during those meetings. So any feedback you want to give, put in that My Notes area. Okay, and I added this final REC report. Annette wanted to do a presentation of all the findings that they're doing, but she was asking, like, who should I do this for? You know, like, she's going to be evaluating our data, the council data, you know, and making recommendations of where we go. This would be in September. So if you want to be part of that presentation of the findings, or if you have any comments on that, put that in the notes column as well. I think we should request 2 to 3 hours each ECLA membership state TA day for project purposes. We can map out topics, etc. Okay, who would I talk to Emily about the TA day part of the
we
agenda?
put the agenda together, so Allie helps us coordinate that,
Okay.
and then so you can just send it to our group.
Okay, so we'll put together an agenda. If you have any items that you want as part of the, I'm going to go ahead and put TA day here as well.
I just want to suggest that those Fridays tend to be pretty, like we have a lot of agenda items, so wanting to make sure that the time is really targeted and we know what we have a great way to facilitate the conversation and all that.
Yeah, 2 to 3 hours total between the 2 days is what the comment is. So I'm going to put okay, so I will work with Emily and Liz about scheduling project time during the membership meetings. Okay, there's this really cool timeline that you can look at the bottom. We're sort of running close to time, so I wanted to see what else. But if we have questions on this, I'm going to have you put the questions in there. So it takes a little while to sort of absorb all the great information that Sharon put together. So that's at the bottom of this document. Okay, do you have another joke?
I did. I'm ready for my next joke.
Timeline is a working draft in capital letters. So hopefully it was okay to show people that this is, but of course, good. DJ Thundercat. Oh, go ahead. Read it.
So we have a suggestion that I would be DJ Thundercat and Rick would be DJ Sugar Patrol.
Sugar Patrol. That sounds like a good name. Wow.
So, what did the skunk say when the wind changed?
What did the skunk say when the wind changed?
It all comes back to me now.
I should have given them more time.
I know. Okay, I'll try to find the pun ones because those are funny. Let's see.
Jose, could you type that in? What did the skunk say when the wind changed? And then the answer is, did you hear about the guy whose whole left side was cut off? And then Philip adds, he's all right now. Good job, Philip. You could be part of our DJ team.
What planet is like a circus?
What planet? So Jose's going to type that in. What planet is like a circus?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll wait for. Usually, I'm expecting some of these brilliant people to get the answer. They did before. What planet is like a circus?
Saturn. It has 3 rings. Why is a bad joke like a poor pencil?
Why is a bad joke like a poor pencil? We need a little music now.
Okay. Because it has no point.
It has no point. Thank you, Koji. Well, what is your name?
Well,
Yeah.
Gretchen has names for us.
Oh, Gretchen has names. DJ Jokester and DJ Straight Man. Oh, we like that too.
Yeah.
Here's a high five. I don't know if you can hear the high five. Okay. So, Jose, did we get any comments for the parking lot?
So far, we haven't gotten any.
Oh, wow. Okay. Okay, I have one request, and it's usually for the Sugar Advisory Group, but it could be for anybody that wants to give me feedback. So I have actually a list. Let's see if it's here. Here is instructions for filling out a spreadsheet. So those are boring. So I got to find the actual spreadsheet. Okay, here is the spreadsheet. Jose, can you write, whoever just said they're having trouble downloading the spreadsheet for meeting dates, can you send your email to Jose so he can send it to you? Okay, so here is the spreadsheet of all the current Sugar users. We have about, let's see, 206 users. And what I'm asking, this is actually a draft, and I hope it's not too confusing. That's why I did the instructions here on how to fill out column F, column H, column I, etc. But essentially what this is all the users, then I'm asking whoever filled this out to put in their title, especially if they're a coach, navigator, etc. And it has the login dates. And if they're an administrator, that means a sugar administrator. Most of you are not. So if it's marked, that means they are. Okay, the big question is, do you want to remove this person? And who do we bill? If they're only a coach, choose yes. Or if they're only a council leader, choose yes. And if you look at the spreadsheet, see the high cost will be for everybody, but a low cost could be if they're only a council member, only a coach, then there may not be the cost associated with the sugar license. Okay, so what we're trying to do is move the work that coaches do outside of sugar, so it would be essentially free. We don't have to we don't have to, they don't have to pay the $600 a year for access. Okay, and then somebody is saying we want to add 2 columns, needs access to EC Connect, and needs access to sugar. Okay, I'll add those when I send this out and add it to the instructions. So if you could do me a favor, I think if you have any questions, go ahead and put them in, but if you would be willing to review this, instructions, and willing to review instructions and the spreadsheet, put email in now. So those of you, because it'd be great if we get a few councils to do it, as well as a few councils, as well as people that aren't in councils. Good, we got 3 already. I'm excited. If there's any more, okay. I'm going to go back to the PowerPoint. Maybe. Okay. Where can I find the 10 indicators in the systems building? What I will do is I will include, follow the Joni's report in the follow-up notes. So what the request is actually going to be is we're going to have a Google Docs or some area for all, and that I'll include it there as well as in the email. Okay, there's a suggestion. I also think we need to distinguish between council admin. Okay. I assume this is Sharon and, is this Sharon and Bill that are making those comments? Waiting for name? Yes, okay. It sounded like you. I can tell you're writing. So I will send this to you first, so you can add some of these columns or some of these comments, and then I'll send it to Sharon, Margaret, and Sherry, and anybody else that wants to review this. But I think if we get these 3, that would be a great start before we send it to all 31 councils. Okay, cool.
We're good?
I think we're good. We're 8 minutes early. Anybody have any final parting shots at your 2 DJs? I loved having Emily here, and I really do want her to be here for meetings. It makes it so much more fun than being alone, talking to you all. Wondering if anybody was here.
Yeah, well, it's been great to be here at Sugar headquarters. Sugar ECLA headquarters. So, thank you guys. Have a
Thank
great
you, Gretchen.
weekend. as
Have a good
well.
weekend, too. Thank you, Jackie. Yes, stay warm, everybody, this weekend. Thank you. Thanks, Tim. Thanks, Margaret. Ding, 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 ding. Sort of fun to hear him go off.
Mm-hmm.
Ding, 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 ding.
Well, we're glad you could be with us, Chrissy.
Yeah, Chrissy, it was great to have you. Thanks for joining.
I'll find more punny jokes.
Yes, we had too much fun, Michelle. Yeah, you maybe have to come too.
Yeah,
And the three of us could really have fun.
it could be like a morning show.
Yeah.
Long-time listener, first-time caller.
DJ Boo Boo.
Perfect.
Okay, all right, perfect. Good job. Yeah.
That's very productive.
Yeah.
Do you like my punny jokes?
I love granny jokes.
I love Laffy Taffy jokes. That's my jar salad. So you build it with the dressing